I'm so happy to be here. First of all, like always, got to thank God for this because God is always number one in our life, and without Him, we're nobody. So, yeah, a big one to God. He's the number one. You know, this is like a dream for me. I tell my wife, I said, honey, I still can't believe this. Last year, December, I was looking for an opportunity, and I was hungry. And we did chapter 7. We lost everything, and I have a why. I have a reason why I worked so hard. I remember that I saw the opportunity back in November in Las Vegas that I was broke. I had $20 in my pocket. So Guillermo said, Cortez, come with me. Yes, check it out. I said, I don't have any money to drop. Yes, come with me, no problem. I'll pay for everything. So, and I saw Saul Hernandez presenting the opportunity, and I look at the numbers and I said, oh my God, if this guy can do it, I'm just playing. I can do it too. So I came back to the house, and I had a lot of faith. And I said, this is gonna work. I know it's gonna work, but I don't have any money. I'm just gonna go by faith, and I'm gonna make it work. So I started talking to some of my friends, and we had an event in Anaheim. That was in December 13 when I met Andy McWilliams. And I remember I was broke, but I had followers behind me. I don't know how followers follow a broke person, but they were behind me. So, and I told those guys, do not sign up because I don't have the money yet. Just wait. What do you mean wait? Yes, yeah, just wait, and then we'll talk and we'll discuss. So I took about 6 people to the event in Irvine, and they saw the opportunity, and they came straight to me and said, Refugio, we are ready to sign up. And I said, wait, I don't have any money. Can you just wait? And 5 of them said, okay, we'll wait for you. We'll wait at least 1 day, but we're not going to wait any longer. But it was a guy there that he said, I'm sorry, man, I'm not going to wait for you. So I remember he went straight to Rob Hobbs from corporate, and he said, you know what, sir? And I saw him pointing at me like that guy over there, and I'm like, me, what did I do? So I went over there, and I said, what's going on? He said, sir, I'm sorry, but this guy needs to get in, and I'm sorry, are you going to get in? But I don't have any money. I told him to wait. So Rob says, well, sir, he wants to join right now. What do you want me to do? Well, wait. So I said, Guillermo, where are you, Guillermo? So I was running looking for Guillermo. I said, man, I need to borrow $300, man. I mean, you're my sponsor, and the 25%. Now, Guillermo, you know that Guillermo's very happy that he's making 25% of what I make on a weekly basis. So he said, all right, man, I'll let you borrow the money. So that's how I sign up. Did I ever pay you back, Guillermo? I don't remember. Huh? No, yeah. Oops. So that's, see, but again, guys, I had a lot of faith. I said, this is going to work. $20 in my pocket during Christmas. And I remember that back then, I was into another company. We lost everything, and I experienced something very painful. I remember that when we lost everything, one of my kids, he's right here, he came to me, he said, I was in the closet, and he said, Daddy, don't cry. Why don't you sell our toys? Stop crying. Go, let's do a garage sale, and let's go ahead and put all our toys together and stop crying. I want to help you with my toys. So, excuse me. So I did experience that once. So when I saw Momentis, I was getting to the point to get to the same experience that I had many years ago. And I said, that is not going to happen again. It's just not going to happen. And I'm going to show you my why, my reason why. Without money, I built this business based in one service. Can you guys come over here? I want to show you my why, my kids. Please, Jason, everybody. My wife, Nubia. This is my wife. This is the reason why I work so hard, because I love them with all my heart. This is my energy right here. And I promise them, I will never, I'm never going to let you down ever again. Especially my little one. That's Anthony. And I remember Jason, I think that was Jason. He said, Daddy, you are our hero. Even though you don't speak English right, but you are our hero. So, every morning when I go to work, for me, there's no excuses. If you have a why that is very strong, you think this is a very strong why? This is my biggest, strongest why that I will never. See, every time I think about being broke, I work even harder. And, we keep looking at our checks. And my wife, she's like, honey, I cannot believe this. This is what we make on a weekly basis, what people make per year. I mean, think about it. 11 months ago, we were broke. And I want to thank not only God for everything that He's done for me, but my beautiful wife. My beautiful wife, that she's been the father and the mother for the last 11 months. And I remember my son Alex. He was supposed to go to a trip. They're in private school, and I said, kids, I'm sorry, I'm not going to make it. You're not going to be in private school anymore. I don't have any money. He's like, Dad, no, I like the school. Because every day, it's a Christian school. They talk about God for 1 hour. Before anything else, they talk about God. So I want my kids to be there. So he said, son, Dad, I want to be there. I said, well, son, I don't have any money. I'm sorry. So when I saw Momentis, my first goal was, I'm going to work hard because I want my kids to be there. So I started working really hard, and because my wife, and he was supposed to be to Washington, D.C. to a trip, and he couldn't make it because I was just in the process to make money. First of all, not to lose my house. That was my first step, and then to keep them at school. So I called my wife. I was in Visalia. I said, honey, how's Alex? And I know my son, he gets embarrassed. You're not going to talk, son, I promise you, okay? He's like, Dad, do not make me talk, please. And I asked my wife, I said, honey, how's Alex? And she said, he's been crying all night because all his friends, they went to Washington, and he was the only one that he couldn't make it. And I said, honey, you know what? I'm going to work harder, and I'm going to make sure that my son is going to have a better trip. I started working really hard. We went, I earned a trip to the Caribbean last year. I took my wife, and guess what? I took my son. He came with me. He came with me. He told his friends, guys, I didn't went to the Washington, D.C., but I went to a better place because my dad is working really hard. And after that, I said, I'm going to keep working hard. And I remember June 1st. See, they were supposed to be out of school because it was expensive for me to pay. And I said, it's not gonna happen. So I kept working harder and harder and harder. And June 1st, that's been the biggest accomplishment. Not about money, about what I saw, because Mexico, when I was in Mexico, I didn't finish high school, only 4th grade, and that was it. So June 1st, that was his graduation. And I was so excited. I went to the school June 1st, and I saw my son walking to the stage, looking at me, like saying, Daddy, I love you. I love you. Thank you very much. And then when the graduation was done, I was his #1 fan, and I'm like, he's doing what I didn't at school. He's finishing, he's graduating, and that's a biggest accomplishment. So he came to me at the end, he hugged me right here crying. He said, Dad, thank you very much because you kept your promise, and I'm still in school, and you are my hero. So that's my son, Alex. You guys can go. I love you guys. Anthony, come here. ¿Qué dice tu papá? ¿En qué trabaja tu papá? What did your daddy does for a living? ¿En qué trabaja? ¿Ah? Dilo. ¿Qué trabaja? Di. ¿Qué trabaja? ¿Sí o no? ¿No? ¿No? Habla mucho de tax. Talk squad? Say. Huh? No? Okay, I love you. Bye, Anthony. Novia, thank you very much, baby. I love you. Want to say something? All right, I'm going to finish real quick here. Thank you. Now, talking about fate, $20 in my pocket, broke, but if you have a why, now, I saw the opportunity. I remember when I was listening to Steve Smith here on stage, I was in Excel Telecommunications, but I joined at the end of the big wave. And I was listening to Steve Smith, and I was saying, oh my God, how can I get like that guy? That's impossible. $2 million a month, wow. I'll be happy with at least 10 grand, $10,000, I don't know, probably every 2 months. So I came at the end, but remember, listen to this, remember, when he was here, he said that he was the top money earner, and he was making what? $1,200 per month. Now, I'm the top money earner. Trust me, I'm not making that much money a month. I make a lot more than that. Now, if this guy, a couple years later, was making $1 million, $2 million a month, now what do you think is going to happen to you guys, to us? You guys, 2012, I know that our future is set. Mikey's future is very bright because they have a father that loves them so much that I'm going to keep fighting, working hard. Now, let's talk about the opportunity. When I saw this, I said, this is just at the beginning. I'm just went crazy, I remember, during Christmas. So you have to understand about becoming an RD as soon as possible. Some people say, you know, I'm not going to say that I made money at the beginning. I mean, yeah, my first week, it was like $2,000. The following week, it was like $149. The following week, it was $50, and then $300. Some people wants to give up right away. You know what? I've been in Momentis for only a month, and I'm just made $1,000. I'm going to quit. Come on, get real. I'm serious, get real. Remember, I built Momentis based in one service, DirecTV, and I became #1 based in one service. Now, what's going to happen to you guys? 2012, I promise you, if you start working today to become regional director, as a regional director, I became #1. Now, talking about fate, I remember Guillermo, he took me to Las Vegas, Nevada. He was trying to motivate me. So, Refugio, you can make it. We've seen you working hard before. And he took me to a big room like this. He goes, imagine that you're going to be on the stage and they can announce your name. And then they start dreaming, yeah, man, you're right. They're going to say, now, the newest national director, Refugio Rodriguez. And I start running, yeah, that's me, that's me. And I remember, and then he went like, tan, tararan, 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 taran, tan. I was like, taran, tan, taran, tan, yeah. So, and then I went to Canada. I was invited to Canada. And I said, Mike, I've been in Momentis for only 2 months. Canada? And by the way, the doctor told me, if you go to Canada, you're going to be in the hospital for at least 30 days because I was so sick. I mean, I had almost ammonia, I don't know if I pronounced that right. I was really sick. I remember Andy Ali, he said, see, now you believe my son that I cannot speak English, so thank you, Jason. So Andy Ali, he was telling me last night, he said, remember that you were so sick at the event. You were like this, man. You were coughing. And I said, you know what? Because I understood how important it was for me to go and learn. And my doctor said, you're not going to go. You must not go. And I said to myself, no, my biggest why is my kids. I don't care. I will die for my kids. I'm going to do whatever it takes to go and learn. So I went over there, and they had a meeting like this in Canada. So they started announcing the new TPCs, the top Performance Council members. And I was just like little me right there. And then they're like, now the new top Performance Council member. I'm like, who? Refugio Rodriguez. Me? Yeah, silly you, come over here. And then when I started going towards the stage, I thought about Guillermo. Tan tararan 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 tan tararan 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 taran tan taran tan. I said, yes, it's happening. Talking about faith, guys. You gotta believe. You gotta believe. And now, You know, if this is a dream, I don't want to wake up. If this is a dream, I want to be in this dream forever. Now, 2012. If you guys do, I'm gonna show you two things today, very simple. And you're gonna learn today how you can become a millionaire. First, we have to understand what we have in our hands. When you understand what Momentis is all about, when you understand that Just Energy is a $3 billion company, we understand that you're just joining at the beginning when something that makes sense. There's no auto ship. You're not going to be able to go to sleep. Now, there's two very important things. First of all, you got to believe. Now, you have to have a why. What is the reason why? Well, my reason why, I already show you my reason why. My kids, my family. If you have that in mind, and you understand what we have here, the sky is the limit. Number one, okay? Now, number two, you have to be able to help other people to accomplish their dreams. See, now, honestly, guys, it's not about me right now. It's not about the money anymore. Now, what I can promise you, because I'm looking at the numbers every week. There's one, my mentor, he said, Refugio, hey buddy, listen, every week when you get paid, one check, use it for the whole, every single bill that you have, and then the other three for the month, save it. And I said, John, the problem is that I can even spend one check. I'm serious, I can even spend the whole check. I pay all my bills, and plus, my wife goes shopping, and I still have money left for the weekly check. Yeah. Now, 2012, it's going to be your year. I strongly believe, guys, when I started, it was one service in California. I had nothing. People were making fun of me. People were laughing. But I knew, because I saw this happening back in the 80s. I heard about it. I saw it in 1998 when I joined Excel Telecommunications. People were making $1.5 million a month, $2 million a month, and they started with one service, a pager. People are like, this guy is crazy. But deregulation, more services were coming up. So when I saw Momentis, I saw the whole concept. I said, I don't care what they said. If they said I'm crazy, I don't care. I'm going to be a rich crazy. I don't care what they said. So, yeah. So anyways, now you guys are blessed because now we have more services. Now, when I started, it was really tough, really hard. You know, people were making fun of me. I was building another company, network marketing company, and I realized that it's so hard to build a network marketing company if it's a product. There's no retention. So when I saw this, I called this whatever company, I'm not going to say names, and I said, you know what, I'm going to leave. And they said, are you crazy? You have over 1,000 people here. And I said, so you're leaving everything for nothing? And I said, no, sir, I'm leaving nothing for everything. When I saw Momentis, I hope that's the attitude that you have today. Don't think about your job that is secure. J-O-B, just overbroke. No, this is your business. If you work your business, 2012, you are going to be the next millionaire. I promise. That's you guys, you, everybody. Now, finally, I was in San Francisco a few weeks ago, and I spoke with the pastor from one of my downlines. This guy, he was very tough. And they're like, Refugio, we cannot handle this guy. Please talk to this guy. So I talked to this guy. He goes, hey, man, I make $20,000 a month. And I've been working this company for the last 27 years. But I make $20,000 a month. He thought that I was going to get impressed. And I said, really? Is that it? He goes, what do you mean, is that it? I'm not going to say how much I make, but he said, that's what I do a week, probably more than that. So anyways, we met, and when I met with him, he said, okay, I'm going to ask you a very simple question. He said he did a lot of research. And he said, what's the green energy? What is the green energy? And now I didn't lie to him, and I said, I don't know. See, the right answer, I don't know. Maybe they have like a different pipe. It takes all the green, and then the blue, and then the red. I don't know. He said, good enough. Thank you. So no way, but he knew the answer. He signed up. He went crazy. In about 3 weeks, he had over 100 people. I went over there and talked to him, and he said, Refugio, I'm going to tell you a secret. He took me out for lunch, and I said, what? When I asked you that question about the green energy, and I said, yeah. At that time, I already knew the answers. Oh, my God, here we go again. And I said, and he said, I knew the answer. And I look at you, and I said to myself and to my wife, if this idiot doesn't have the answer and he's the number one in the company, what can I do with this company? You understand that? This idiot doesn't have all the answers. See, I don't want you to understand how deep is the pie from just energy. You're gonna learn as you go. And I said, Refugio, the reason why we signed up because, first of all, because we said, what an idiot. He doesn't know, I know more than him, so I'm going to make money. For sure, I'm going to make money. And second of all, he said, you were sincere. You were telling the truth. You said, you don't know. And we respect that a lot. Now, I'm going to bring somebody here for about a couple of minutes because I know we're late. Are you guys excited? Can you guys give me 5 more minutes? I'm going to bring, thank you, appreciate that. I'm going to take an hour, I'm just playing. Okay, guys, you know what I love the most now? Quite frankly, at the beginning, yes, I was hungry. I was depressed. I was running like ever before. Sometimes I would go home at 4 o'clock in the morning, and my wife, she goes, honey, it's okay. Now you're making a lot of money. Relax. And I would get up at 5:30. She goes, go back to sleep. I said, no, honey. I mean, when you have the excitement, when you see what's going on with your life, when you see that it took you only months to pretty much change your life, how can you go to sleep with this? It's just the beginning. So, no, but every time I go to sleep, guys, you know, it's not about the money, honestly. Now, for the first time, I can tell my wife when we go shopping, I said, honey, get whatever you want. I don't care. For the first time, you can get whatever you want. Now, the first thing that I said, you're white, right? Your family. Now, you have to believe in yourself. Now, you got to work hard. I'm not saying that this is easy. It took me a lot of work, a lot of effort, but now I'm working less than before. Well, I'm still working, but it's a little bit different. That's why I asked my son to say what I do for a living, because people ask my little son, so what does he do for a living? He goes, well, my daddy, he talks a lot, and he makes a lot of money. A lot of money. Because, you know, I take my kids to several different cities, and they see me speak, and he goes, so he does talk, and money. So now, guys, honestly, every time I go to sleep, this is about changing people's lives, man. When I left my town, because I was building another company, and the company that I left, they say, if you take one person, we can sue you. So you better start from scratch. So I'm like, I'm broke, Chapter 7, I'm going to get a lawsuit. Oh, my God, no. So I drove about 7 hours to meet with somebody. And he said, man, why you drove so far? Why me? And I said, well, I don't have anybody else to talk to, man. So let's talk. This guy signed up. It's an RD. He signed up. I made $250. And he took me around. I was ready to work. And I met some wonderful people, but especially one person. Every time I go to sleep, our money is already coming every week. We cannot stop those checks. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, I want to thank people from Maryland. They came all the way from Maryland to get here. Virginia, North Carolina. They had a commitment. They came all the way from those states to get here because they saw my commitment. Same commitment that this guy that I'm going to bring in a little bit. I met this guy about 10 months ago. We had about probably 7 people in the room. It was like a huge room with 7 people. And I saw this guy like this, very quiet. And in fact, I named him the quiet one. He was just like this. And so when I was done, I saw people like smiling and excited. But this guy, he was just like this. And I said, sir, thank you very much for coming. Goodbye. Like, this is not going to make it. So the following thing, I don't ever prejudge people. I prejudge this guy. So the following day, he comes to one of my meetings. I remember that Daniel Chavez and Lupe Chavez and Sarah Arce, they put about probably 10 meetings in one day in their house. I mean, meeting after meeting after meeting. At the end of the day, I couldn't even talk. I was just like this. I mean, talking all day. But I made a lot of money, though. So this guy comes to me. He goes, here's my app. And I said, then I said, goodbye, sir. Thank you for coming. And he said, I want to get in. And I said, do you know that it's $299? And he goes, yeah. Are you sure? You know that it's $209 plus the website. It comes up to $318. So like saying, sir, you know what you're doing? He goes, hey, I borrowed the money. I want to get in. I heard your story. I went out and borrowed the money too. I want to get in. Now he said, I never done this ever in my life. But I've been depressed like yourself. I've been on the couch for the whole year. My wife has been supporting me financially. She's been paying all the bills. And he said that he was very proud of his wife supporting him. He makes jokes about that. So he said, I'm hungry. Can you please help me? And I said, okay, but I'm going to teach you what to do. You have to have a commitment. You have to follow me. You got to do everything that I said so you can have success. Are you ready for this? He goes, I'm ready. Bring it on. So between this guy and another person, we start doing meetings every day. In about 8 months, about 7 months, between Lupe Chavez, Sarita Arce in the group, and obviously he was one of the main guys. Between those two people, they brought in over 1,200 people in about 7 months. Now, $150 times 1,200, how much is that? I'm not going to say, I already know how much it is. $180,000 because of the limited bonuses. And then a few months ago, I heard, and I can see, he said, Refugio, my wife, she just got retired. He fired her. She fired her boss already. She's not working anymore. I can imagine this guy with their beautiful kids hugging his wife and crying with happiness that now Momentis has changed their lives. 7 months he was able to bring wife home to be with their kids. Now this guy, he's also one of the top. He makes a lot of money. Never done network marketing. Now guys, every time I go to sleep, I don't think about my checks. My checks are coming every week, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You're going to Mexico, other countries. I'm just thinking about people that we're helping, changing their lives. So the second thing that you need to do, number one, your why. Go to work hard and really commit yourself and help other people reach their goals. The more people you help reach their financial freedom, your freedom is going to get even sooner. So please help me walk Ricardo Rojas. Just a few words.
Hello, everyone. Well, thank you. Thank you, Refugio, for saying my whole testimony. I don't think I have nothing left to say. It all started 10 months ago. I was clinically depressed. I was out of work for over a year. I was on that couch, and the couch is still the wettest. You can still see my shape in the couch. I was taking the medicine. I was seeing my doctor 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, good old Dr. Phil. That doesn't work. That wasn't working at all. My wife was the sole supporter of our house, and trust me, it is hard. I remember my own family telling her to dump me. Says, you know what, just kick him out of the house. And I was like, honey, how about your family? Oh, you don't want to know what they say. It was tough times. You know what? I know we have the picture. I don't think they're going to put it up, but I was long beard, overweight. I was just very bad times. And I remember when I was invited to the first meeting of Momentis in Visalia. To be honest, I didn't want it to go. I know that's just another scam. I'm not going. Heck no, I'm not going to fall for that one. But my wife says, you know what do you have to lose? Just please get out of the couch, let me sit there for a minute and go and see that meeting. So I remember I opened the door, there was fog, it's very foggy over there, and I was like, nah, I'm not going. He says, honey, go. Okay, fine then. I went and sat down, big room, a lot of chairs, 6 people. I went and sat all the way to the back. As I'm sitting there and I see this crazy guy in the front talking and yelling and jumping and saying that he's making money, it's like every slide that's walked, like, you know what, I can do this. I hear his testimony. I remember the first thing I did was, God, thank you so much. Because I've been praying for months for an opportunity, and that's what you have given me this night. I remember I ran to the front, I grabbed an application, and I ran out of there to my house. That's why he called me the quiet one. I didn't even say a word that night. I got home, my wife, I remember she was, I don't know, washing dishes or something, and I'm excited, like I've never been excited in months. And then, honey, I want to do Momentis, I want to work in Momentis. You should have seen this guy, he's just like me. He was depressed, he was broke, he never finished school. He's not as good looking as me, but that's not the point. Then, my wife saw me so excited, says, you know what, honey, you go and work on Momentis. I said, well, honey, but I need $300. Says, oh boy, we didn't have the money. But you know what, my wife, she didn't want to steal my dreams. She didn't want to put me down like a lot of people did. She says, you know what, we're gonna go and get that money. We're gonna get it tomorrow. Sure thing, next morning we went, family and friends, knock on the door. Hey cousin, do you have 300? Boom, door in the face. I said, honey, I think we have to go 100 by 100 because I don't think this is going to work. Sure thing. We went and we got those $300 that day. I went to that meeting with Refugio and the church. That's how it happened. He's like, are you sure you want to join this? Yes, I want to join. It's $300. It's like, yeah, I already borrowed it like you did. You know, I know it's going to work. If you did it, I can too. I signed up. I remember my wife didn't believe on this. To be honest, she didn't. She just, this was her master plan. It's like, okay, I'm going to give him the $300. He's going to leave the house working on Momentis, and maybe out there he will find a job, a real job. I start working. You know, I went out every day, you know. I remember that, you know, it's not been easy. I remember the first day I told my honey, you know, I have to join this, you know. You have to be an idiot not to do it. I remember that week later when I came from work at a mall, I said, honey, the world is full of idiots. I can imagine. Week and a half later, we got our first check. I remember my wife went to pick it up in the mailbox. She came in, she went into the kitchen. I was looking at her, she was doing this with the envelope to the light. I said, just open it. She opened it, she pulled a check. $400, our first check. She looks at me, is like, what is this? That's my first check. Didn't I just give you $300 the other day? Said, yeah, that's $400. Is this legal? As long as they don't put me in jail and I keep on working on this, I don't care. As long as the checks keep coming. That day, she says, you know what, I have to check this out. I want to go and look to see what you're doing. I took her to a presentation with Refugio. She saw the presentation. Says, you know what, honey, I can help you. We can do this together. Like, that sounds like a plan to me. God bless her heart. She did flyers. Says, you know, business opportunity, yada, yada, yada. Call Ricardo Rojas, phone number. This big. Because she was a cashier in a grocery store and she couldn't give flyers away, obviously. But in every grocery bag, she was throwing a small flyer. Every grocery bag, she was throwing a flyer. Can you imagine the people's face, you know, taking out lettuce, Cocoa Puffs, and what the heck is this? People start calling. You know, we start making meetings, presentations, you know, asking Refugio, what are we doing? What can we do better? 2.5 months later, we're regional directors of this company. We received a phone call from Mike Adams, and he just asked me, hey, how does going to the Cayman Islands sound? I was like, well, that sounds great. They took us to the Cayman Islands. Can you imagine, for being almost dirt broke, you know, we were going through hard times, going to the Cayman Islands to a suite, all expenses paid. We got into that room that was bigger than our apartment. That was crazy. I remember me and I walk in, we start laughing, then we cry, then we laugh again, then we cry some more. We didn't know what to do. They take us to eat to this lobster buffet. Can you imagine? From eating a cup of noodles almost every day to a lobster buffet. My wife and me were standing in front of all that lobster, and it's like, my wife looks at me and says, "Can you believe it?" I said, "I can't believe we didn't brought the Tupperware." Like, when we got back from that trip, and again, thanks first of all and foremost to God, that we owe everything to Him, to Momentis, to my brother Refugio, the people that's been behind me. I have a lot of people that they believed on this. They took a decision, like Mr. King Hardwick said, on my team. I was able to repay just a little bit of everything I owe my wife. I was able to take her out of work. I told her, you're going to tell your boss thank you, but no thank you. And like Refugio said, a lot of people I like to promote, because that's what he taught me, to promote a why. I always say, hey, you have to find your why. You have to get your why. People ask me, what is your why, Ricardo? Well, my why is simple. I want to buy a dog for my 2 kids. And people look at me and say, Ricardo, you can adopt one of those for free, right? I says, well, yeah, I know you can get one for free, but the thing, to have a dog, I need a backyard. To have a backyard, I need a house. To have a house, I need money. So you can see how a small dog has me working so hard. Okay? Thank you all. God bless you, and keep the dreams alive. Thank you.
Love you. Guys, I have, you know what? Got 30 seconds, but this is priceless. Every night, every time I go to sleep, I think about Ricardo Rojas. We talk all the time. I think about all the people that we already helped reach financial freedom. The beautiful thing about this, that it happened in months, not in years. Finally, I'm gonna close with this. When we were in Beverly Hills, about 4 weeks ago, I asked Katie, I said, can you do the English presentation? Because my broken English, and I don't wanna mess it up. So she said, sure, I'll help you. I said, I'll do the Spanish one. I said, I'm the best in the Spanish. So I learned something from Katie. She said when she got to the money part, like how much it costs to get in, she said, I'm so embarrassed. When I do presentations, I'm so embarrassed to tell people that it only costs $300 to join. She said, I hope they can switch, because some people want like 300, something fishy here and something's going on, only 300. Said they should charge $300,000 to join Momentis. When you look at the value of what Momentis is all about, if you see value, you got to see value. Momentis has a lot of value. $300, you should feel that you invested $300,000. Finally, guys, if you invite today God into your life, and you ask God to be your upline, your sponsor, to be your associate, God is going to guide you. He will bless you. He will bless you. And I promise you, next year is going to be momentous year. God bless you. I'll see you at the top. Thank you very much.